It's exactly 3 years since the last time we beat Crystal Palace. That was January of 2018 when we scored 4 goals in the first 22 minutes in a 4-1 win. Since then, there have been 3 draws and 1 defeat, 1 win for Crystal Palace. So, can we end that poor run? The good thing this season is that we've ended a poor run away to Manchester United. We've ended a poor run of results against Brighton. So let's hope this could be another of our bogey teams eliminated. Can we do it? Let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to the match preview for Arsenal against Crystal Palace. Now, we've not had the best of home records, but it's pretty good to be back home. We have kind of a decent record at home against Crystal Palace. Definitely not in the last 2 years, but this time hopefully we can get that win. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the all-time record, the last fixture we played against them in October of 2019 at the Emirates Stadium. I'm also going to be taking a look at the all-time goal record between the two teams at the Emirates in total since they were promoted in 2013, and of course my lineup and my predictions. So let's get straight into it. So for the all-time record, obviously, again, as I always say in most of my previews, Arsenal is ahead, and we've won 28 games. They've only won 5 games, and they've been 14 draws. So we've kind of doubled on the draws. Better record. They've only beaten us 5 times, but sadly 2 of those wins have come like recently since 2018, so we need to correct that. At the Emirates Stadium, since they were promoted, we've faced them 7 times since the year 2013. We've won 4 of those games. We've drawn twice, and Crystal Palace have won once. And then in total, every single game since they were promoted back in 2013 against Arsenal have won 8 games. There have been 4 draws, and Crystal Palace has won 2 games, which means the record at the Emirates Stadium and the record at Selhurst Park is same. It's actually the same. We've won 4 games in both stadiums. There have been 2 draws in both stadiums, and Crystal Palace has won a game in each of the stadiums, Selhurst Park and Emirates Stadium. That is kind of unique. The goals at the Emirates Stadium against Crystal Palace, we've managed 15 goals, and they've scored 8 times, so a decent record, I'd say. Like, can we add to that? I really hope so. They haven't had the best of records this season, so let's hope we can add to that. The last time we faced Crystal Palace at home, that was 27th of October 2019. It wasn't a good day for us. Everything went wrong on that day. But not in the first 10 minutes though. We took a 2-0 lead. Socrates in the 7th minute and Luis 9th minute set pieces. We were looking good. Emery was still manager, by the way. So we took a 2-0 lead, but everything turned from there. We gave away a penalty. Luka Milivojevic scored in the 32nd minute, and Andre Ayew scored just a few minutes after halftime to make it 2-2. And after that, Xhaka was subbed off in the 61st minute. Remember what you can see on screen right now. 3 away the armband, fans clapping him off, like literally not in a good way. They wanted him off. Saka came in for him that day. I don't really remember if Saka had a big impact in that game, but since then he's been one of our best players right now. If it was now, no one would argue if Xhaka went off and Saka came in, but that day there was a lot of annoyed fans, annoyed players. People were all over the place. It was terrible, and Emery didn't know what to do. It was such a terrible time, and also blew a 2-0 lead, so it wasn't the best of days for us. But before that, it even got to it was even worse. Before that, we lost 3-2 in the previous season at home, and that kind of cost us Champions League. So I've really not enjoyed the Crystal Palace games. And the season before that, again, away from home, they beat us 3-0 at Selhurst Park, and that I think was Wenger's last season, if I'm not wrong. That was another terrible record. But we've had a couple of good games against them. One of them I mentioned in the intro, scoring 4 goals in the first 22 minutes. Monreal scored, Iwobi scored, Koscielny scored. None of them is here, and Lacazette scored. There was also that scorpion kick from Giroud. You can see on screen right now. Sorry. very, very good. I think that was in 2017. So a couple of good memories. That was not the only incredible goal Giroud scored against Crystal Palace. He always enjoyed that fixture. And as I said, you haven't won since January of 2018 against them. And for this season, so far this season, we've just picked up 3 wins out of 3, which is good for them. They're just a point below us. They're not that far below us. We're on 23 and they're on 22 points. But Crystal Palace is a team that is all over the place. They literally beat West Brom 5-1 and lost 7-0 to Liverpool at home. And then they beat Leeds 4-0 at home. And then they lost 4-0 away to Chelsea. So they're all over the place. They drew with Leicester. They drew with Tottenham. They beat Sheffield United. But this season, surprisingly, they're looking very good at home. Let's not even forget they also beat United in the first game of the season, 3-1 away from home at Old Trafford. So they're a team that is very capable of upsetting these big teams. There was a time they had the better record against every single top team. Like the last team that beat Liverpool at Anfield, it's still them till now. There was a time they had all those records. The last time to beat Liverpool at Anfield, the last team to beat Crystal Palace at Etihad, the last team to beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and the last time to beat United at Old Trafford, which was very, very crazy. But this season they're kind of all over the place, losing those 2 big games against Chelsea and Liverpool. But let's hope we can add to that this time round. So, what team will I hope adds to that? Let me take a look at what my lineup will be for the game. So for my lineup, I did a predicted lineup the other day. I'll link it up in the YouTube card right now. I'll just make one change from that, and that is defensively. So Leno stays in goal, Bellerin will come back on the right side, Tierney will be on the left side, probably our best player right now, and then I'll stick with Holding and Pablo Mari just. Gabriel and Luis will probably come back against Newcastle. That is because Newcastle will be packing the bus, and I'm hoping Luis' long balls and all that, those good passes can help us in that game. So they'll be back for that one. But I'll stick with Holding and Mari because they've been okay recently. And then in the midfield, I'll have Xhaka, Dani Ceballos, and Emil Smith-Rowe. That is what I expect Arteta to go for. And then up front, Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Saka. And then on the bench, Son, Gabriel, Luis, Niles, Mohamed Elneny, fit again, Thomas Partey. I wouldn't mind if he starts, but I don't know. Yeah, this is a game I would want him to come back for because I think it's a bit harder than the Newcastle one, I'd say. And then Pepe, Willian, and Edin Ketia, if they come on, they all need to prove a point. So that would be my starting lineup. And my prediction for the game is Arsenal 3 and Crystal Palace 1. That is my prediction. Let me know what your prediction is. Let me know what you thought about that lineup. And of course, which players do you think would score in this game? I'd go for Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Saka. Thank you for watching. Keep staying safe. Make sure to drop a like on the video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. And I'll catch up with you guys later.